Welcome to the Ad Expert Podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into a question we hear all the time, a really big one for, well, pretty much any business thinking about advertising online.
Which is?
How much do Google Ad services actually cost? It seems like it should be simple, but it's not always.
No, it's definitely not straightforward. There's no single price tag.
Exactly. So we want to unpack the factors that actually influence that cost. And maybe more importantly, talk about how you can manage your budget effectively.
Right, so you feel in control. Our goal today really is to cut through some of that complexity around Google Ads pricing.
And we're drawing on insights from Ad Expert. They're a Los Angeles agency, online marketing, web development, been doing this for a decade.
Yeah, lots of practical experience there.
So hopefully we can give you a clearer picture, help you make some informed decisions, and avoid just, throwing money into the digital void.
That's the plan. Because that initial hurdle, it's often the uncertainty, isn't it? There's no fixed rate card like old school advertising.
Right. No sticker price.
Exactly. Google Ads is much more like a dynamic marketplace, an auction, really. So let's get into what actually drives those costs.
Okay, sounds good. So first up, I see industry competition. That feels intuitive, right? More competition, higher prices.
Absolutely. Think of it like bidding at an auction. If you're in, say, insurance or law, industries where customer value is high, lots of businesses are fighting for the same keywords.
So they're all bidding on car insurance, quote, or something similar.
Precisely. That high demand for those specific keywords pushes the price per click, the CPC, up. It's a key thing Ad Expert looks at right away during keyword research.
Mm-hmm.
What's the competitive landscape like?
Okay, and it's not just the number of competitors, but the specific keywords they're choosing and you're choosing.
Exactly that. Some keywords are just inherently more valuable, maybe higher purchase intent or huge search volume. Think of them as like prime online real estate.
Okay.
Lots of searches, lots of competition means a higher CPC, but then you have longer, more specific keywords, long-tail keywords we call them.
Like emergency plumber, Woodland Hills, cheap.
Yeah, something like that. Much more specific. Less competition usually means a lower cost per click.
Yeah.
So a good strategy often involves a mix. You need reach, but you also need to manage the budget. That initial research is foundational.
Right. Now, something that always comes up is this quality score. It sounds a bit technical. What is it actually doing to my costs?
Quality score. It's super important. It's basically Google's rating from 1 to 10 of how relevant and high quality your ad, your keywords, and your landing page are to the user searching.
So Google's grading my ad.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. A higher quality score can actually lead to lower cost per click.
Wait, really? So I could pay less than a competitor bidding the same just because my ad is better?
Precisely. Google rewards relevance and good user experience, better ad positions, lower CPCs. It incentivizes you to create ads that genuinely help the searcher.
Okay, that's powerful. So how do you improve it? Better writing, better website?
Both and more. It involves really relevant ad copy that matches the keywords, a landing page that directly delivers on the ad's promise and is easy to use, and looking at things like your historical click-through rate. It's all interconnected.
Got it. And then there's ad rank. How is that different from quality score, and where does cost fit in?
Okay, so ad rank is what actually determines if your ad shows up and where it shows up on the page, like position 1, 2, 3, etc.
Higher's a better, obviously.
Right. And ad rank isn't just your bid amount. It's calculated using your bid, your quality score at that moment, and the expected impact of any ad extensions you're using.
Extensions like phone numbers or extra links.
Exactly. Things that make your ad more useful. So here's the interesting part. You could have a lower bid than a competitor, but if your quality score and extensions are significantly better, you might still achieve a higher ad rank.
So relevance and quality can literally trump just throwing money at it.
That's the idea. Google wants to show the best, most relevant ads, not just the highest bidder. It's a balance.
Okay. Now, what about conversion rates? Do they directly affect my cost per click?
Not directly in the auction itself, no. Your conversion rate, the percentage of people who click and then do what you want them to, like buy something or fill out a form, doesn't change your immediate CPC.
Good.
But high conversion rates are the ultimate measure of whether your ad spend is worthwhile. They tell you your ads and landing pages are working together effectively, attracting the right people and turning clicks into actual business value. So indirectly, Optimizing for conversions makes your overall ad spend much more cost-effective because you're getting a better return.
Makes sense. It's about the end result, not just the initial click cost. And what about ad placement? Like on other websites in the display network, does aiming for the top banner always cost more?
Generally, yes. On the Google Display Network, those premium, highly visible spots like top banners on popular sites often come with a higher cost.
But maybe more clicks.
Potentially, yes. More visibility, potentially more clicks. But it's a strategic trade-off. You need to weigh that extra cost against the potential return and make sure your targeting is really dialed in so you're reaching the right audience on those potentially pricier placements.
Okay, so those are the main drivers. Competition, keywords, quality score, ad rank, conversions sort of indirectly, and placement. Let's switch gears to the actual billing. How does Google charge you? Is it like a monthly subscription?
Good question. And the answer is refreshingly flexible, actually. There's no fixed monthly fee you have to pay Google just to use the platform.
No minimum spend either.
No minimum spend required. You're primarily in control through setting an average daily budget.
Average daily budget. So I tell Google I'm willing to spend around this much per day.
Exactly. You set that for each campaign. Google's system then tries to hit that average over the course of a month. Some days it might spend a bit more if there's good traffic, some days less.
But it averages out.
It aims to average out so you don't exceed your desired monthly spend, your daily budget times roughly 30.4 days. This gives you flexibility. Got a big sale, you can bump up the daily budget for that week. Slow season, you can dial it back.
And you can just pause it, turn it off if needed.
Absolutely. Pause campaigns, restart them whenever you need. You have pretty granular control over the spending flow. It's much more adaptable than a fixed monthly cost.
That sounds much better for managing cash flow. Now, bidding. You mentioned bids affect ad rank. What are the main ways you actually do the bidding? Manual versus automatic?
Right, those are the two main camps.
Mm-hmm.
Manual bidding means you set the maximum cost per click, the max CPC yourself, for your ad groups or keywords.
So I'm literally saying I will not pay more than $2 for a click on this specific keyword.
Precisely. You have very direct control over how much you're potentially paying for each click. The advantage is that control.
The disadvantage.
It requires time and attention. You need to constantly monitor performance, adjust bids based on what's working, make sure you're bidding enough to be competitive, but not too much. It's hands-on. You're managing the bids to hit your target CPC and maximize things within budget.
Okay, so that's manual. What about automatic? Letting Google handle it.
With automated bidding strategies, you give Google a specific goal, like maximizing clicks within your budget, or maybe maximizing conversions, or targeting a specific cost per acquisition.
And Google's algorithms just figure it out.
Essentially, yes. Their system uses machine learning to adjust your bids in real time for each individual auction, trying to achieve the goal you set based on loads of signals.
That sounds easier. Less work, maybe.
It can definitely save time, especially if you have many keywords or are newer to ads. And this is important, it's not set it and forget it. You still absolutely need to monitor the performance. Is the automated strategy actually hitting your business goals? Is the cost per conversion acceptable? You need to ensure it aligns with what you're trying to achieve and that it's still cost effective. You guide the machine. You don't just let it run wild.
Right. You set the destination, but you still check the map.
Good analogy. Exactly.
So this brings us back to the big question. With all these variables and costs, is paying for Google Ads actually worth it?
Yeah. The million-dollar question, or maybe the few $100 a month question for some. And the honest answer is, it depends.
Depends on what?
It really hinges on your business goals, your industry, your budget, and crucially, how well your campaigns are actually managed. Are you targeting the right search queries? Is your ad copy compelling? Is your website experience good?
So if you do it well.
If you do it well, then yes. For a lot of businesses, the benefits absolutely outweigh the costs. They see a tangible return on their investment.
Okay, let's talk benefits then. What makes it compelling? You pay per click, but what do you get?
Well, the first big one is speed. Unlike SEO, which is vital but takes time to build authority and rankings, Google Ads can get you visibility almost instantly. Your ads go live, people start seeing them, clicking them.
Immediate results or close to it.
Pretty much. Second, the targeting is incredibly powerful. You can zero in on specific demographics, locations. Ad Expert does a lot of local marketing for businesses in places like Woodland Hills, Calabasas, Westlake Village, because that local targeting is so key for them.
So reaching the right people in the right place.
Exactly. Or people with specific interests, people who visited your site before that's retargeting. It makes your ad spend much more efficient, better lead generation. And third, maybe the most critical for ROI calculations, measurability.
You can track everything.
Everything. Clicks, impressions, click-through rates, conversions, cost per conversion. The analytics are incredibly detailed. You know exactly what's working, what's not, and what your return on ad spend is. AdExpert really emphasizes this, providing clients with live tracking and reporting. You see the data in real time.
Okay, so speed, targeting, measurability, those are strong arguments. If a business decides, yes, let's do this, what are some core strategies for actually succeeding and getting that positive ROI?
Right. It's not just about turning it on. Proactive management is key. AdExpert highlights several things consistently. First, focus on that ad rank. Keep working to improve it through your bids, yes, but also relentlessly optimizing your quality score and making smart use of ad extensions.
Better visibility, potentially lower costs.
Exactly. Second, your landing pages. They cannot be an afterthought. They need to be super relevant to the ad clicked, load fast, be easy to navigate, especially on mobile, and have a clear call to action. You need to make it easy for people to convert once they click.
Because a click doesn't pay the bills. A conversion does.
Precisely. AdExpert talks about precise copywriting here, making sure the language meets Google's algorithm needs and speaks directly to the customer's needs.
Makes sense. What else?
Experiment. Don't just stick to standard text ads if other formats might work. Test display ads, test video ads if it makes sense for your product or service. See what resonates. Understand the different ad placement options, especially on the display network. Know the cost-benefit trade-offs.
In keywords, we keep coming back to those.
Because they're fundamental.
Yeah.
Continuous keyword research is vital. Use tools like Google's Keyword Planner, look at what competitors are doing, understand search volume, competition level, and importantly, user intent. Are they researching or ready to buy? AdExpert uses a very data-driven approach here, finding those semantic keywords and high search phrases that convert.
Okay, research, test, refine. How do you know if it's working beyond just conversions? Keeping track of cost.
Absolutely. Know the average CPC benchmarks for your industry. Are your costs way out of line? Monitor your quality score regularly if it dips, figure out why, and fix it. That directly impacts cost.
And use the analytics Google gives you.
Religiously. Track clicks, impressions, CTR, conversion rates, cost per acquisition, ROI. Use that data to take decisions. What's working well? Do more of that. What's underperforming? Adjust it or pause it. Maybe tweak the ad copy, refine the targeting, try different keywords.
So it's a constant process of optimization.
Always. And don't forget strategies like retargeting. Showing ads specifically to people who've already visited your site is often very effective because they've shown interest. Use ad extensions, phone numbers, locations, site links. They make your ad bigger, more useful, and improve ad rank.
And the ad copy itself.
Critically important. Clear, concise, compelling, benefits focused, strong call to action. Integrate your keywords naturally. Optimize those landing pages, seamless experience, clear value prop, fast loading, and increasingly consider AI. AdExpert uses AI for better customer targeting, personalizing campaigns, advanced analytics. It's becoming a powerful tool for efficiency and effectiveness.
Wow, okay, so there's definitely a lot involved in doing it right. It's not just setting a budget and hoping for the best.
Not if you want a good return, no. It requires strategy, analysis, and ongoing effort. But the potential upside is huge.
So, wrapping this up, while there's no single dollar figure answer to how much do Google Ad services cost?
Right, because it varies so much.
Understanding these influencing factors, the competition, the keywords, that crucial quality score, ad rank, and knowing the bidding strategies and the absolute need for continuous optimization, that really empowers you.
It puts you in control. You can approach Google Ads strategically with a budget-conscious mindset, focusing on quality and relevance.
And consistent monitoring. That seems key to maximizing your return on investment.
Absolutely. Quality, relevance, monitoring.
Well, hopefully this deep dive gives everyone listening a solid foundation for thinking about Google Ads costs. It's just the starting point, of course. Now, thinking about your own business, what specific questions does this bring up? Which parts of optimizing a campaign, maybe quality score, maybe bidding, are you most curious to explore further?
Yeah, what's top of mind for you now?
Thanks for tuning in to the AdExpert podcast for this deep dive.